Bihari Radha, Kunja Bihari Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Mai Subhadra. Jaya Srinath Ji Jaya Balagopal Jaya Srinath Ji Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudev. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Shri Srimad Divine Grace Abhayacharya Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Shri Srimad Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavind Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavind Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Kunj Bihari Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai Ki Jai. Shri Srinath Ji Balagopal Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Shri Kaur Nitai Ki Jai. ISKCON BBD founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Granth Raj Shrimadbhagavatam Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome to ISKCON Detroit Shrimadbhagavatam morning class. So today we are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 13. Dhritarashtra quits home, text 6 and 7. Let us start with invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudire
Tato Jayamudire
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki
Bhakti Naistiki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to Dev Seven Mandir Shrimadbhagavatam morning class. Today we are reading from Shrimadbhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 13, entitled Dhritarashtra Quits Home, Text 6. Text 6 doesn't have purport, so we'll read text 6 and 7 combined today. So, Mumuchuhu Prema Baspaugham Mumuchuhu Prema Baspaugham Mumuchuhu Prema Baspaugham Virahau Kantya Kataraham Viraha Kantya Kataraham Rajatam Arhyam Chakre Rajatam Arhyam Chakre Kritasana Parigraham Kritasana Parigraham. So let's go word by word. Mumuchuhu emanated. Prema affectionate. Vaspavogam emotional tears. Viraha separation. Outkantya anxious. Katarha being aggrieved. Raja King Yudhishthira. Tam unto him. Vidura Ahyam Chakre offered. Krita performance of. Asana sitting accommodations. Parigraham arrangement of. Translation by His Divine Grace Abhay Sharanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Due to anxieties and long separation, they all cried out of affection. King Yudhishthira then arranged to offer sitting accommodations and a reception. Please repeat. Translation. Due to anxieties and long separation, they all cried out of affection. King Yudhishthira then arranged to offer sitting accommodations and a reception. Text 7. Tam Bhuktavantam Vishrantam Tam Bhuktavantam Vishrantam Asinam Sukam Asane Asinam Sukam Asane Asinam Sukha Asane Prashraya Vanato Raja Prashraya Vanato Rajaha Praha Tesam Cha Shrinvatam Praha Tesam Cha Shrinvatam Tam Bhuktavantam Vishrantam Asinam Sukhamasane Prashrayo Vanato Raja Prahatesham Cha Shrinvatam. Anyone would like? Let us go word by word. Tam him Vidura Bhuktavantam after feeding him sumptuously Vishrantam and having taken rest Asinam being seated Sukhamasane on a comfortable seat Prashraya Avantaha naturally very gentle and meek Raja King Yudhishthira Praha began to speak Teshamcha and by them Shrinvatam being heard. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Sharanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. After Vidura ate sumptuously and took sufficient rest, he was comfortably seated. Then the king began to speak to him, and all who were present there listened. Please repeat. After Vidura ate sumptuously and took sufficient rest, he was comfortably seated.
He was comfortably seated.
Then the king
Then the king
began to speak to him,
began to speak to him.
and all who
And all who
were present there
present there
listened.
listened.
Purport. King Yudhishthira was expert in reception also, even in the case of his family members. Vidura was well received by all the family members by exchange of embraces and obeisances. After that, bathing and arrangements for a sumptuous dinner were made, and then he was given sufficient rest. After finishing his rest, he was offered a comfortable place to sit. And then king began to talk about all happenings, both family and otherwise. That is the proper way to receive a beloved friend or even an enemy. According to Indian moral codes, even an enemy received at home should be so well received that According to Indian moral codes, even an enemy received at home should be so well received that he will not feel any fearful situation. An enemy is always afraid of his enemy. But this should not be so when he is received at home by his enemy. This means that a person, when received at home, should be treated as a relative. So what to speak of a family member like Vidura, who was a well-wisher for all the members of the family. Thus, Yudhishthira Maharaja began to speak in the presence of all other members. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome back to Shrimadbhagavatam morning class. So today we'll have discussion on text 6 and 7 of chapter 13, Dhritarashtra quits home. So yesterday we have seen in the text 5, as we go through translation of text 5, like with great delight they all approached him as if life had returned to their bodies. They exchanged obeisances and welcomed each other with embraces. So even in our day-to-day life we experience this when our beloved relative or a family member comes after a long time to home, how well we receive them and what are the etiquette that we follow in regards to receiving a family member or a beloved relative. So here Yudhishthira Maharaj being a king and even mentioned in the purport as even an enemy should be received properly while he visits our house, because enemy, it is obvious that we will be having fear towards the enemy, but still he is coming to receive your hospitality and your service. So that is the most important thing, and we have to show him our hospitality and the mood of rendering service to him, so that he will be pleased by your hospitality and your services. So today we're gonna see the three main sections here that is being discussed in the purport, as love and affection among devotees, Vedic culture of hospitality and reception, and the final section is the Vidura, the ideal well-wisher and advisor for all. So as we see in this chapter, like this chapter entitled like Dhritarashtra quits home, after the Kurukshetra war, many events unfolded in Hastinapur, and Vidura, the great devotee and uncle of Pandavas, had gone for a pilgrimage tour, and he was returning from that tour. And now, after a long separation from Vidura, everyone is eager to receive him with great affection, and as we see in embraces and obeisances, like everyone are very eager to see him, welcome him, render service to him, like as we today seen in the seventh text translation as how to receive a guest or a family member. You just make comfortable seating for them, then arrange the sumptuous meal, then allow them to take some rest, then you start conversing with them, because you have to give some sufficient amount of time for the guest or a family member to get settled down first. So the Pandavas and the family members feel deep affection for Vidura, because he's been a well-wisher for Pandavas always, at each and every time, and they had been separated for a long time. So obviously when like your beloved family member, when they see him again, their hearts melt in love and gratitude. So the combination of 6 and 7 verse describes emotional reunion, tears of affection and respectful reception, and how we need to give the proper hospitality, how we need to follow proper measures for hospitality, and how to feed the guest, and how to give him time to settle down and make some rest for him, make rest time for him. So then discuss the important matters or whatever things you want to discuss with them. Slowly, after things get settled down, they will also be in a peaceful mood. Just more and more elaborately they can discuss with you. So the main theme of this verses is like, this verses teaches us the Vedic culture of receiving guests and devotees. And Srila Prabhupada explains in this purport is like, even an enemy should be properly received at home. And what to speak of a beloved well-wisher like Vidura. So, as we all know, like in our Vedic culture, we treat the guest as God, as representative of God, Athithi Devo Bhava. So, he's considered to be a representative of God. Guests should be treated like the Lord, Supreme Lord. So, how you receive the Supreme Lord comes to your home, the similar way we need to follow hospitality measures, and we need to render our service to the guests, whoever coming to our house. So first comes first is the devotional affection, the love between devotees. As we see in the text 6, like Mumuchuhu Prema Baspugam, which means that they shed the tears of love. So out of great deep affection and gratitude, they, after seeing for a long time, they saw Vidura back from his pilgrimage tour. So the Pandavas felt a great deep affection, and also Dhritarashtra, Gandhari and all other people who were assembled there, they were very much eager to receive him, because they all knew that Vidura was their true well-wisher. And even though Duryodhana had insulted him, he did not retaliate back, or even he did not say any word against him. He just left that place and he went on for a pilgrimage tour. So why do devotees love each other? So devotees, they develop the devotional relationships which are different from material relationships and are aloof from these material modes, and because material relationships are based on personal benefit, ego and temporary emotions, because it may last for a short period of time, and it also made out of the false ego or false conception, and even there is a chance of many times misunderstanding the relations in the material world. Whereas in devotional relationships are based on service to Krishna and spiritual affection. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 10 text 9, it is mentioned like, devotees enlighten each other, derive satisfaction in discussing about the Lord. So while we are discussing about the glories of the Supreme Lord Sri Sri Radhakunj Bihari, so we will relish that true happiness, and when we share that with other devotees, other friends, then the happiness is being multiplied a lot. So here Vidura's role in Pandava's life is that Vidura continuously, at each and every time, whenever Pandavas they were supposed to get any danger that he knew before, he used to give some hints or indirect support to them, just to get away from just to get out of the danger and protect their lives. So he was ever well-wisher for him. Then, and even when Lakshagriha, Lakh House, was being planned to burnt out by Duryodhana planned to burn the Pandavas alive. Vidura secretly he warned King Yudhishthira. Because of Vidura's warning, they got escaped from that Lakshagriha and their lives got saved. So imagine someone saved our life once. So how would we feel, and how much gratitude and how much great affection we develop towards them, because due to them, we got our life rescued or saved. Even if you meet them after a long time, years after years, even after a decade also, you will have that true affection and true gratitude towards them. Oh, because of this person, my life got saved once. So, how grateful is that feeling? So, real love refers to protection. Real well-wishers may not always stay physically close, but still they protect us from danger whenever it is supposed to come. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says I am the ever well-wisher of all the living entities, because I am the supreme soul and reside in everyone's heart as Paramatma. And he gives us the protection at each and every time. When we try to surrender to him, when we try to act according to his directions, he assures in the Bhagavad Gita also, he tries to ask Arjuna to give a word that my devotees, Krishna's devotees, will never perish. Kaunteya pratijanahi name bhaktya pranashyati. So, because if devotee of Krishna assures that Krishna devotees will never perish, then it will happen for sure. Because in order to protect the devotee's words or devotee's promise, Krishna will go to whatever extent possible. So that is the true protection and the real love that we get from Supreme Lord. So even in our day-to-day life, we may have many friends in our circle or society, but at true friend is not the one who just be smiling with us all the time and who doesn't point out our mistakes, because pointing out mistakes not in the bad sense but in the good sense that we may correct our mistakes and try to be better. But a true friend is the one who corrects us, who tries to say what is good, what is not good, what is bad, and how to do good things in a good manner. So whoever wants us, like friends or like as devotees, senior devotees and all, they are our well-wisher, because at that moment we may not understand the value of those instructions or suggestions, but later when you realize your mistake and the consequence of mistake, then you will understand their value and their suggestions. So how important is that? Oh, on the day I received this suggestion from so and so friend or devotee, then I try to change gradually, then now I am completely relieved from that problem or issue. So devotee relationships in spiritual life are very much vital in everyone's progress, because in spiritual communities we depend on each other, we help each other progress in devotion. And Srila Prabhupada established amazing ISKCON centers all across the globe, and in each and every state of this nation, also in many new temples are being opened year by year, and many places are getting that mellow of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna through temples and association and various Bhakti Vriksha programs and many saintly people association in yatras and various other ways. Even many people started online preaching as well. So even online preaching, even if you are not physically present at a location, even if you can join virtually and you can get the association of saintly devotees. And nowadays with technology, like you may get the association, or you can hear from Prabhupada and all his Srila Prabhupada and all his disciples lectures directly from the YouTube or social media, any other social media. So we have to make best use of technology in getting closer to Krishna and in being in the association of saintly personalities and great Vaishnavas. So I would like to quote another analogy in this sense of family reunion. When a family member returns after many years, each and everyone in the family becomes emotional. Even if you return to your home after a long time, our parents and our relatives, our brothers will be so emotional, and they are in complete tears and tears of love, because they have seen you after a long time, and how much it indicates how much they are in the separation. So love in the separation is very much far more than love within the close proximities or physically present before us. So what to speak of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, Sri Radha Kunj Bihari? He anxiously waiting for all of us to return back to home, back to Godhead in the spiritual planet. And he is our eternal Father. And Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Bija Prajapita, I am the seed-giving Father for each and every one, each and every living entity. So when we try to attain our constitutional position as eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord, Krishna relishes more and more, and in service of him we get a more transcendental happiness than Krishna also. So Here, similarly, Pandavas saw Vidura not as a political advisor, but as a beloved family member and protector. So that's the reason they got emotional and tears got flown from their eyes with great affection and love. Next comes is the Vedic culture of hospitality. So the theme of the purport, now we are going to cover the central theme of the purport. Srila Prabhupada emphasizes proper reception of guests. And as we see in the purport, the steps followed by Yudhishthira. The first step is warmly welcoming of the guests into our house. And we have seen how people showed their welcome through embraces, obeisances, and all. Next is like bathing arrangements, because they came after a travel, so it is good and it is advisable that you make arrangements for their bathing, so that they will go for shower and they come back in a very peaceful, fresh, more peaceful manner. And in the meantime, you could arrange a sumptuous meal for them. And after you serve sumptuous meal for them, you can arrange rest for them, like you can arrange a place or a room where they can rest for some time. And then you can give them a comfortable seating, like once they had enough rest, you can invite them into common area or living room. You can give them comfortable seat. Then slowly you can start conversing with them. How are things going on, and what is like the situation over their place, and slowly you can start conversing in a personal conversations as well as whatever discussions you wanted to have with them, because they are like having rest and they got sumptuous meal, their mind becomes very peaceful, and also they are open to discuss with you even for a long time also. And this perfectly resembles the thoughtful hospitality. So why, one may question like, why we should feed them first? Because verse 7 says that Vidura was fed first, because a hungry person cannot think properly. Because imagine if you are hungry and if you don't find any food, how agitated you are. Like if it is, even if someone is cooking, like if your mother or someone is cooking at your home, if you are hungry, how will you react with your mother or fellow family members? No, I was being irritated, like I was being hungry for a long time. How much time will it take to cook? So this much irritation and angry and frustration, we show it on our family members when we are hungry. So in that mode, a person cannot think properly and cannot judge the situation. So hospitality refers to taking care of physical needs first. So, because this shows how important is the training in reception culture. Because as we see in our Vedic culture, Atithi Devo Bhava, we are treating them as God. So, as equal, as representative of God. So, how vital is that you to take care of them very, very soothing way. Because reception creates comfort, connection and respect. Even many business people understand this principle. In recent times, the business people get accustomed to these principles, and they were arranging facilities like guest reception and arranging the place to sit while you pass over a company or while you enter a company. There will be a receptionist and they will be kindly greeting you warmly welcoming you, and then they will be asking you, oh, what can I do, how can I help you? So then you will have the pleasant feeling, oh, someone is there to receive me, oh, that's a very good sign. So then you will express your questions, concerns or queries, and then later they will, if there is time to rest, like they will ask you to please have a seat at the following place. So then you'll also be like, okay, let me take some rest. In the meantime, they will act upon your query or upon your instruction, and they get prepared in the back end. So, but here the Vedic culture, it is practiced from long, like thousands and thousands of years ago, and it's coming from various yugas. Like in the previous yugas also, the guest reception was outstanding. So even when we see the example of Sudama Brahmana visiting Krishna, how Supreme Lord Sri Krishna received his beloved friend Sudama, and how he washed his feet, how he properly given reception. Even he was not supposed to do anything because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He might have ordered some maid servants of him to do that, but still he did. He showed us how well to receive a guest, and how important it is to receive that guest in our home. He personally washed his feet, seated him on his own bed, honored him greatly. So this shows Krishna himself demonstrates hospitality. And Srila Prabhupada states something very powerful, that even an enemy should be treated properly when visiting the house, because once someone enters our home, he becomes our guest. He is no more an enemy for you, because whatever the mood one may enter into our house, but still once he steps into the house, he should be treated as a representative of God. Even his acts are little irritating you or little frustrating for you, but still you have to be more patient, because he is coming into our house. So it's our responsibility to take care of him. This reflects high and ethical moral culture. So imagine in a place or a temple, there is two temples, imagine, in comparison, like temple A, temple B. So in temple A, there is no one to greet visitors, there is no guidance, there is no warmth, welcome and all. How would you feel in that temple? And let's go back to another temple, like temple B. Someone is there to welcome you. Someone offers prasadam, and someone is there to explain about Krishna and temple, history of temple and details of the temple, and also brief description about the temple and whatever the events and what is the schedule of the temple, and they guide you through the location of the temple, and here there will be serving prasadam, here they will be hosting some events. So personally, if someone comes and guides you, how you feel in both of the temples? In first temple, oh, there is no one there, I'll just go, I'll just come. You don't remember anything in that experience. But in second thing, you get that guidance from a person, which is personal, and you experience it in a different way, so that you will be getting inspired to go once more to that temple. So that is the importance of reception even in the temple. So reception is also a part of preaching, and is the most important part of preaching, because if a new devotees come to the temple, and if you properly receive them, properly address them when they enter the temple, it indicates that you will be the temple also gets new devotees more and more, and also they will be coming back again and again, and they will be actively engaging in temple services, and also getting association of many other people in the temple. So it is very, very important. The reception is very, very important. And last section for today is like Vidura, the ideal well-wisher. So one may question like, why Vidura was very much honored? Because he was a true well-wisher of everyone. And as we see Vidura's qualities, he is wise, he is detached, he is compassionate, and he is fearless advisor. Because sometimes we fear to give some advice to our friend or some person. If someone is very fearful to give you advice for your betterment, then that is our misfortune. We should not be like that. We should always be ready to welcome all the advices and all the suggestions from fellow family members or fellow devotees or all the saintly personalities, because they are in a right mood, right intention of making you a better person. So why not you can try to engage them more and more. You can take their association more and more. Even though Vidura lived in Kaurava palace, he always supported dharma and he was always on the Pandavas side. And not only showing partiality on Pandavas, but he was equipoised to everyone like Kauravas and Pandavas. And he was on the side of dharma and religiosity. Yeah. So when we see like who is this Vidura, so in the same chapter, in the current chapter, the first and second text, we see the reason behind Vidura's birth. Because of a sage curse, Yamaraj took birth as Vidura. So we all know what are the ideal qualities of Yamaraja. He is the dharma personified. So still he behaved as if he is a humble servant of dharma. Vidura's pilgrimage. When the war became unavoidable, Vidura chose pilgrimage. He doesn't want to involve in that fight and get into so many troubles in his life. He wanted to have some peaceful, and he tried to convince the Duryodhana not to go for a war, but still Duryodhana insulted Vidura and he negligently denied the request of Pandavas. So Vidura chosen the path of going to pilgrimage tour and finding the true happiness in taking darshan of deities at various holy places. So Vidura, by choosing pilgrimage tour, he avoided political corruption. And the most important lesson is like sometimes the best solution is spiritual retreat and purification. Also, the last month we have seen Vaishnavi retreat in our temple, ISKCON Detroit. So many Matajis, many Vaishnavis, they came, even new people, they took the opportunity, they utilized that opportunity to engage more and more in hearing about Krishna and taking the association of various other senior devotees. And I'm sure that they will be relishing that experience forever and they will be eager to come back for one more time. So here Vidura had a proactive mindset. He did not merely criticize problems, he tried to solve them. Example, we see when the Lakshagriha plot was drafted, he warned Pandavas and he tried to advise Dhritarashtra, and even his position as the advisor, he guided the kingdom in a rightful manner. Instead of criticizing, we must help on improving situations. It is easy to blame others, but it is how difficult it is to correct that situation or help them such that they can be relieved from that danger or misery. So, I would like to conclude today's verse by stating few takeaways for today. Like, devotees are our greatest spiritual wealth. Like Vidura, we should become well-wishers for others, as we see even in the Vaishnava Sampradaya principle, Paradukka Tukhi and Parasukha Sukhi. So a Vaishnava laments not for himself, but seeing the pain of other fellow Vaishnavas or fellow living entities. And he tries to seek happiness in others' happiness and in others' enjoyment. And practicing Vedic hospitality. Reception is part of devotional culture. A guest should feel welcome, respected and cared for. And we need to be a proactive devotee, not just only criticizing problems, but also like Vidura, we must be in a position like someone who protects and guides others. We try to help others and motivate others to get out of their problems. And kindness and humility attract people to Krishna. If we are more and more humble and kind towards others, then this not only pleases the other devotees or other people, but it more and more pleases Supreme Lord Sri Sri Radhakunj Bihari Sri Sri Krishna. So, when we try to please Krishna, then everyone gets pleased in this material world. Then, we have to follow the footsteps or path that is being led by famous saintly devotees like our Acharya Srila Prabhupada and all the Guru Parampara, and also famous personalities like Vidura, Yudhishthira Maharaj, because Yudhishthira Maharaj here shows humility and great respect, and Vidura shows us how to be wise and compassionate towards others. So I would like to conclude by this takeaways, and I hope everyone will receive their guests in a very rightful manner, so that the guests would feel welcome and they will be feeling energetic in visiting back you again. Your hospitality matters a lot when it comes to spiritual growth, whatever it might be. Even in terms of material life, our business or our job or whatever you do as an occupation, when you behave in a very righteous manner, and when you receive whoever comes to your home, like your colleagues or whatever, like whoever comes, like relatives or family members, if you receive them properly, then they will be in a right mood. They will be showing you a great respect. If we experience that thing and we do not leave that righteous principles and rules, and we try to follow forever. So, Hare Krishna. This is our today's discussion. Granth Raj Shrimadbhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.